Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope you had a good night's sleep. I hope you had a lovely weekend and I hope you're ready for the week ahead. I'm actually on holiday today because where I work the schools are off, and I think if you're in England and you're watching this, you are probably maybe on half term. I think it's a bank holiday in most places. If you're in Scotland, you may well be not on holiday today. So just to remind ourselves that we are in this situation at the moment because of coronavirus, which is a global pandemic, which is putting significant numbers of lives at risk, and that if you are an adult who is normally out at work, you're possibly still, or if you're watching this, I'm guessing, still at home because of the pandemic, and your children or young people are also at home when they would normally be at school. And I think it's important to remember that. I think it's important to focus on that. There's been a lot of noise in the system over the weekend. There's been some maybe disappointing news about people who we thought perhaps would have known better, have not followed the rules maybe, but it's very difficult because there are stories in the press, there are bits of information going around, but I think it's really difficult to know the reality of what's happened. So what we can do as parents and carers of children at home at the moment is just remember what we do know, which is the rules at the moment are still to stay at home, to stay safe, and to keep others safe. And if you're in Scotland with me, those rules are very much still in place. I think in England things are moving slightly differently. There's talk of schools opening, which might be worrying for you if you're a parent or carer. But what you can do today is remember what you're doing today. Remember that advice from Sarah Millican about in the house today, what you can control. And if this news has got through to your children, might be quite difficult to explain to them why there seems to be one rule for them and another rule for other people. And if they're teenagers, they're probably wise to that. But it's worth just reminding them again of the reasons that we're doing this. So, quite a lot to think about and take in. But what we can do today is we can think about today. We can focus on today. And some people use something called mindfulness to help them manage when they're feeling perhaps that their lives are out of control. Actually, other people use mindfulness when their lives aren't out of control. A lot of people now practice mindfulness, and it's kind of become maybe a bit of a fad, and some people have become critical of mindfulness. But really, mindfulness is focus. It's focusing on the things that we can control. It's focusing on things that will help our minds to calm down. It's remembering to breathe. It's keeping ourselves in the now. And I find that practice really, really helpful. And a couple of years ago, we were doing some work in school around this, and I bought this thing called a little jar of mindfulness, I think it's called. And it's just full of little ideas that you can use with children or yourself to get that sense of focus and that I'm okay, I can get through today. So I thought this week I'm just going to read one of these each day because I'm needing a bit of focus. So what you do is you just literally pull one out and it's got a little suggestion. So today's: experience nature. So if the sun's shining on you like it is here, although I have to say in Scotland that the midges have started, so I'm going to leave it for a bit till I go outside. Find a park or green space of some kind. As you sit, stand or walk, try to become more aware of the nature around you. See the different types of leaves. Hear the bird calls, the wind, and the distant rumble of traffic. Sense the air moving over your skin and sun heating your face. After a few moments, Your mind may try to wander where it will. Gently nudge your attention back to nature and your surroundings. Make sure your mind stays focused on the present moment. So that's a nice one to start off with. It's from, so the organisation is embracingmindfulness.com. And as I say, I've used these before, and they're just a nice kind of set of activities to help us just get back into the moment, which I think today we might need perhaps even more than other days. So, have a good day, stay well, stay safe, remember the why, and I shall see you again soon. Bye for now.